Today we're talking about something that has Donald Trump's world in full meltdown mode. The anti-Trump film, The Apprentice, just dominated the Canadian Screen Awards for Best Movie, Best Leading Role, Best Supporting Actor, and that's just a start. But what really has MAGA furious? The producer called out Trump right from the stage, and the message? Canada will not be bullied into respecting a man who built his empire on lies. Stick around, because this just goes way deeper than just one award show. This is about truth, power, and the future of political storytelling. The Apprentice isn't your average political drama. This movie pulls no punches. It shows how young Donald Trump built his brand, not on brilliance, but on bluster. Finding a broken building, slapping his name on it, and calling it a success. The film, starring Sebastian Stan as Trump, paints him as a predator and a manipulator. There's a harrowing scene that shows Trump sexually assaulting his then-wife Ivana. This isn't some made-up scandal. It's pulled from her own sworn court documents during their divorce. This film shows Trump exactly as he was, long before the red hats, long before the rallies, long before the White House. At the Canadian Screen Awards, The Apprentice swept 5 major categories: Best Film, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Makeup, and Best Hair. But the real headline? The speech from producer Daniel Bekerman. While accepting one of the awards, he said, and I quote, "Our movie shows how the young Donald Trump amassed wealth and power by finding a dilapidated, I completely butchered that word, building and slapped his name on it as president. We'll see how that works out." Then he turned directly to the moment we're living in and added, "Now he wants to slap his name on this country. This is a challenge. But what we need to do, what is our responsibility, is to tell stories with honesty that can build trust and build community." Then came this. "The rise of the indigenous cinema in this country gives me hope. The rise of queer cinema gives me hope. But we're faced with power structures that want to silence us. It's time to lock arms." Boom. Mic drop. You already know how Trump reacts to the truth. He took to Truth Social and called The Apprentice a, quote, cheap, defamatory, and politically disgusting hatchet job. He also threatened to sue. Spoiler alert, he didn't. No lawsuit, just another empty threat, because deep down, Trump knows this movie hits a nerve. It wasn't just The Apprentice making waves. Director Andrew Rankin, who won for Universal Language, gave a speech that felt like a direct shot at Trump. He said, "We all know what political moment we're living in. Every day there are new Berlin walls shooting up, pitting us against each other in very cruel binaries." And then this. If our film stands for anything, it stands for the fact that kindness can be radical gesture. And that's really what we believe in, now more than ever. At a time when cruelty is glorified, this award show was a full-throat embrace on empathy, truth, and resistance. During his speech, Bekerman gave credit to Canada for having the courage to tell the truth. He turned to director Ali Abbasi and said, "Ali, I told you, you have to come to Canada if you want to find some guts in this industry." That line got a huge reaction, and for good reason. Because while U.S. studios often cave to pressure, Canadian filmmakers just looked Trump straight in the eye and said, "Not today." This isn't just about one movie. It's about artists saying, "We will not be silenced." It's about calling out corruption, misogyny, racism, and authoritarianism. even when it wears a suit and waves a flag. This film, The Apprentice, will live on longer than Trump fades. It will stand as a warning, a record, a culture act of resistance, and that matters. Because when fascism threatens democracy, truth becomes a form of defiance. So while Trump keeps ranting on social media, while his lawyers stall and his followers scream, "Witch hunt!" cinema is telling the truth. And that truth, it's loud, it's brave, and it's coming from places Trump can't control. This is a culture war worth fighting. So if you support storytelling that challenges the powerful, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and drop a comment. What do you think about the Apprentice taking on Trump? Share this video. Let the world know. You can buy buildings, you can buy lawyers, but you can't buy your legacy. And history is watching.